Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Change if we have a right to live wind.
You would think.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of traffic up in the trees to the right.
Alright, week 30.
Good
morning.
Just a bit
Good
right
morning.
Good for his eye.
Watching the Masters. He's gonna whack that ball.
Yeah.
Flatter.
Good Masters so far.
So Randall and I got a schedule together.
Well, first off, this is kind of a monumentous event. The 3-0, big 3-0.
Yeah, Dirty 30, man.
How many weeks in a year?
56?
It's a good guess.
54?
Something like that. Alright, we're on week 30, so we're over half the year.
Yeah, 3 times 4 is 12.
We're going to celebrate by doing math in the beginning of the podcast.
No, but I think that when we look back on the podcasts that we've done so far, obviously it's been a little sketchy, like I'm eating oranges. But we've had a lot of guests
Yeah.
over the time. Let's name a few.
Mark Yaffe was probably my favorite.
Yeah, he's good.
Mark Yaffe, Billy Bob.
Billy
Alex
Bob.
Elkin, did he sit in on one?
No. And our first one was Frank.
Yeah, Frank Madden. Then of
Joe
course
Mack.
Petra. Yeah,
Colin.
Colin. Did we have Jeff on one yet?
Not
No.
yet. Speaking of which,
Dude, we gotta get him.
yeah,
over.
harass that motherfucker. Tell him to bring his ass over.
And I think it's week 30 out of 32 possible weeks. We only missed 2 weeks.
Correct.
I think one was Snowmageddon and one was Sickageddon.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think we did a couple of bonus shows.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, there was a couple weeks to it. It was like, what week is it? Fuck it, 25.
But I think the goal was to build consistency. And I think we've got that.
Yeah.
So now we need to gain order. I think that's our next 30 shows.
Yep. So let's start off with order.
Well, that's the next week.
Oh. We're going to continue to fuck off for this week.
Yeah.
And then next week we're going to have order.
No, we should have order.
Cool. It's a beautiful morning. The sun's already come out. It's a little cloudy.
Yep.
April 13th or some shit.
It looks like it's fucking snowing.
You can't see.
It's 14.
14th. Ooh. Shit.
Yeah, I had to get my taxes in.
Yeah. Tomorrow's tax day. I'm still waiting for my fucking return. I'm pissed.
I had to pay. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
He
I'm
gets money
paying.
back and he's pissed, and I gotta pay money.
Yeah. They're holding that shit hostage. It's pissing me off. I was one of the first ones to file my taxes. I'm still waiting.
How do you know that?
Because I did it as soon as I got that W-2. Bam! That shit was in there. I had all this shit information in there already before I got the W-2. Just had to plug in the income. That was it.
Well, in my personal news, I'm excited about this new app I'm developing,
Oh, yeah?
or somebody's gonna develop for me. It's a Lost Your Key app.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. To be announced.
How does that work?
You get the fucking app.
That helps you find your keys?
You find your key.
Have you found your key for your front door yet?
No.
That's what sparked it, Jim.
That's what's got the idea going.
All right, what do we got in world news?
WikiLeaks. Motherfucking Assange.
Yeah, they dragged his ass out. I mean,
Like a fucking sack of potatoes.
yeah.
I was fucking, I can't remember the embassy that he was holding asylum at.
Ecuador.
But, Ecuador, yeah.
In England,
But yeah.
in their what's it fucking called?
Embassy.
Embassy. Yeah.
Yeah, they got sick of him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it took that long. You know, how long do you put up with a roommate who doesn't do shit?
Yeah.
Well, you know, from what I understand too, is that it wasn't the best living quarters. It's like he had a bed You know, it's not like it was an apartment or some shit
No one, you don't live at embassies.
for 7 years.
Well, I guess he was like skateboarding and shit through the hallways, and his cat was shitting all over the place, and
Yeah.
Wiping poo all over the walls.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
So
I wouldn't have lasted 2 years.
the bigger question is that he leaked information that was privy to him. I mean, and so if this goes to court, it could set precedents for all of media. That you can't just say, oh, I heard from a non-disclosed person some information and here it is. So basically, if you're a whistleblower, then you're fucked.
Yeah. Well, I think that our view on that's a lot more relaxed now than it was back when he was doing this.
Well, it could reverse it, though.
I think it'll work in his favor.
No, well, I think it'll work against journalism's favor of being able to be a whistleblower and be anonymous.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think people are asking or wanting people to come out more now than 10 or 15 years ago with stuff. Like, whistleblowers are encouraged more now.
Well, it wasn't the fact that he was being a whistleblower, it was the tactics that he was going about doing it.
Yeah, try to hack it into government security.
Yeah, exactly.
Chelsea Manning.
Yeah.
But I think that so much time has gone by, no one really gives a fuck anymore, honestly. So I'm not even his punishment won't be more than 5 years.
Well, I just think it sets precedents for future.
It can,
leaks.
it can, yeah.
It will. Yeah, it will. All right, what else we got? Migrant Families. You put that on there?
You put that on there.
I did.
Yeah.
Everything that's on there was
Something about them breaking
snaps
through a
and
wall.
dicks and eggs.
I didn't get the chance to read that.
And eggs.
And eggs.
And migrant families breaking borders.
Yeah, you know, what's her name got fired from Kirsten Jerkson.
The bitch from Spider-Man?
No, she was the Homeland Security person or something like that.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she
with
was the one in charge of separating families.
Yeah.
And she got fired, and then they replaced her with some other dude that's totally into that too. Which I think is kind of weird.
And so what is it about these migrant families that we're going to talk about?
That's what I was just saying.
Oh.
The migrant families were the person that started the policy was fired by what's his name? I always want to say some people call me the space cowboy. What's his name? Steve Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah! That ugly motherfucker. He looks like Uncle
Yeah,
Bang
so
Touch.
Steve Miller, he's like 32 years old or some shit, and he's like firing people and hiring people, and he's like so in charge of the country. It's amazing.
I only know who that is off the Cartoon President show.
And I remember his name from Steve Miller. Some people call me a space cowboy.
Some call me the gangster of love. He's hardly that.
All right.
Mueller probe.
The Mueller report is going to be released, and they've subpoenaed for his tax returns. So we'll see if that comes out, because that's going to go to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, that's what we've been waiting for.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's fucking. It was interesting to me that like when the report came out, that the fucking Attorney General, who's fucking one of goddamn Donald Trump's guys, it's like, this is how I analyzed it. And it's just like, you know.
Well, I'm sure there's something incriminating in there
I mean,
for multiple parties.
I would think so, but you know, just like iffy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, even if he's not criminally charged, it's like still like, dude, this is bad.
What do you think about Trump posting that video of 9/11 jet going into the tower in response to the Muslim, what's she,
Senator
Yeah.
that said some anti-Semitic stuff.
She said some people did some things and people got mad about it because she was downplaying 9/11.
Huh.
So then Trump posted a video of the jet going in the
No, I
building.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
I did see that though. What do we got for local news? The high-rise they're putting downtown.
More?
I think we talked about it a little bit last week.
Mm-hmm.
That they're putting up this big high-rise downtown.
I heard there was like a talk actually of putting a complex where Tasha's used to be.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I haven't heard that at all.
It would be fucking interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got a picture of a black hole.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
Yeah.
Steve Miller.
I saw a fucking a meme that like we should petition it to. I can't remember the guy named Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Like we should petition to have it named after Chris Cornell.
For sure. I'd be down with that. That sounds cool.
Black hole sun, don't you come.
What else is there locally?
You know.
I called that number on the outside of the old Bank of America building on 6th and Warren to see how much the lease would be for that building.
Right.
And I got a voicemail that was full, so I couldn't leave a message. I couldn't get any info.
What was it? Reed Realty or something?
It
Can't you
just
call
says for
Reed?
lease with a number on it, Seattle number. But it'd be perfect for a fucking comedy club right there. How many people would drive by knowing that there's a comedy club right there? You wouldn't need any advertising. All that traffic would see a big sign that said something about a comedy club.
Yeah, I think it'd be really expensive to lease.
It would be, but if you think about how many seats you can fit in 3 shows, you can pay for your lease. If you can actually get people at TV credentials and shit like that. I went to Spokane Comedy Club when they opened. Susan took me there and I got to talk to the owner and he gave me some insight on how to run a club like that.
That'd be pretty good.
Just all about that money.
Oh, yeah. Transgender sailors.
Oh, I ain't gonna touch on this.
Well, Trump was all about supporting him until he got elected. Then he was just turning his back on him. You know what I mean? It's messed up.
I'm not gonna touch that right now.
Yeah.
You were a sailor. You
I was
were
a
on
sailor.
a submarine, right?
And I was all for the pill don't ask, don't tell, and I actually knew a freaking couple transgender sailors while I was serving, but I have my own opinions though as far as like the complications that brings to the military.
Is it just about being comfortable and?
No, I'm definitely comfortable. Again,
Somebody not.
I mean, do you guys see each other's junk every now and then, right? So I mean,
absolutely.
it could get weird.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going
Hey, what's up,
on?
man?
Welcome. Scoot on in.
Man,
We're in the
I was
middle of a
just-
podcast.
I was preparing to run away just in case this wasn't your house.
I thought you were knocking.
Yeah, we just
Excuse me,
started.
wrong house.
We're just gonna freaking do this, and then we're gonna do like some more people come over, do another freaking.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Talking local news right now.
Welcome, Jordan Hansen.
Oh, thanks.
So how was your day?
It was pretty good so far.
Nice.
So let's just power through this and then freaking shut the shit off, and then
Let's go back to the Masters real quick.
Speaking of sports, there was some good fights last night.
Oh, those are some good fights.
Out
Yeah.
fucking standing.
Yeah, that was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
I was-
All of them went the distance, right?
Yeah, I thought fucking Holloway was getting knocked out like in the first round.
One guy's
That
face
dude's
was
a
split
fucking
like
gangster.
a lemon.
If Gaslam could have finished Israel, I would have won $360. And he almost kicked him in the neck and had him all wobbly.
Yeah.
Could have finished him right there.
But both of them, man, they had just a fucking wobble. I think Israel had Gaslam wobbled more times than
He did.
Gaslam did. But yeah, they both were like fucking, I got you, and then they're like, all right, let's dance.
Yeah, yeah.
And this dude was fucking calling it, it's fixed. WWE.
I was, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Snap.
You felt like you were watching WWE.
So these guys are faking it. What'd you do last night, Jordan?
Last night,
Mm-hmm.
I got off work like around noon, and then I just went to bed. And then I woke up this morning. It was awesome. I slept for like 10 hours.
Oh, that's
it was
nice.
pretty sweet.
Do you watch or play any sports or anything?
Not really. I watched bowling the other. I watched professional bowling.
I like that too.
It was pretty awesome. This one guy had he had 2 shirts on, and when he got a strike, he would lift the one shirt as if to like show his abs, but not the second shirt.
Oh. Huh.
Fucking Joe, man. He fucking has a funny story about bowlers, but I don't know. I can't get into PBA, man.
Oh, really?
I can't get into it, bro.
I don't know.
I like how zook they get sometimes.
Oh, they get fucking amped.
Yeah.
It's like the old Dave Chappelle when they're doing like the N1 mixtapes of bowling and shit, and they got the fucking bowlers coming out there and popping it and locking it.
In other sports news, the Mariners are on a tear, but they lost the last 2.
Yeah. Against the Astros, though. Astros are good.
I just got a text message. I was taking shit, and freaking my friend texted me, "You want to go to Astros game today?"
Oh, no
and
shit.
I was like,
yes, shit.
Yeah. See, dude, I got plans, but fucking, I totally would.
But fucking.
Yeah, I'm a little disturbed by them losing to the Astros at home after they've been on a tear.
Yeah.
This guy's a Texan.
I don't want them to fall into regular old Mariner shit.
Oh, you just want to be able to.
They should just kill everybody.
We win.
Yeah.
Al Capone, Tommy guns and shit.
We're the Mariners. Damn, 3-way tie for first place.
Is Woods one of them?
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
All right, let's finish this one.
So we got events coming up, right?
Yeah.
We got Jeff's show
today,
at
right?
the Chuck. It's Monday, Tuesday.
No, you got a show today, don't you? You
No.
too.
No. I got kicked off that. Well,
Blacklisted.
I stepped off that show.
Is that the fucking one broad?
The Marvelous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, out at Shady Jack's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I promoted the show on my end. Like I said I would. I was like, I'm going to make a flyer. I'm going to promote it on my end, put up flyers, promote it on your end. I thought we had an understanding. Well, I promoted on my end, and she flipped a fucking gasket on me.
No shit.
Oh, no way.
She's like, good thing I'm not territorial. And then I was like, well, I'm not trying to like do anything. I'm just told you I was promoting on my end to try to get good turnout. Because she hit me up and said it was about getting the venue help. And so she was just like flipping out on me, and I was like, whoa, I'm sorry. So I adjusted the flyer. And then they canceled the event page after I adjusted the flyer, even though I didn't want to. And then I was like, why would you do that? Because now all the people that were in that event page that I created are going to get a notification that the show's been canceled. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, well, you didn't get permission from anybody to start that event page, this and that.
Comedy drama follows you.
I know. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm just going to step away. I'm going to step off this show. The things that we've said back and forth to each other aren't conducive for comedy.
It's like when you're playing tag and then you tag someone and then they're upset about it. Like, you can't tag me because you weren't standing on one leg. I'm sorry, I didn't know that was a rule when we started.
Yeah.
Good analogy. I like that.
You know, and I tried to
stand on one leg next time,
You're
Joe.
still on Jordan, right?
Yeah, I'm still going.
Yeah. What time is that?
That is at 6. She sent me it was like, so we're not friends on Facebook, so you have to like search, like it's like a secret treasure hunt to find a message that someone's like who's not your friend. Like they have to have contacted you some other way, and then like, oh, I have a message on Facebook that I have to like find or whatever, and it was like a thesis. It had like 5 pages about like information and like, everyone's gonna do 10 minutes if it's your first time. Don't worry, some people just struggle for 10 minutes, but you're gonna do 10 minutes. It was like a bunch of stuff.
Wow.
Like, we're gonna take a picture at 5:30. It was so much, and I found it like this morning, and it was like, hey, respond if you want to do it. And then I was like, oh no, maybe I'm not doing it. And then I saw her flyer, and I'm still on the list. So it was.
Ooh, you just show up. And
the event page she created still has me on the fucking flyer.
That's the only one I saw.
Weird.
I haven't seen it at all. I have no idea.
Yeah, I only saw it because of you.
Yeah.
And I saw like I didn't even realize that she changed that you weren't on the list anymore, because I did see like she was like late fucking change to the schedule.
Curveball or some shit.
Maybe she's marketing it like a speakeasy. Like, I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna have to knock on a door in a certain pattern.
And do
say like
the thing is,
like,
too,
what's the code?
The turnip whispers at night.
when she asked me to
Highball glass.
when she asked me to be on the show, she said that I could bring comics with me, and then I said, cool, I'll see who's available. And then apparently when I put up the flyer with the comedians I was bringing with me, she's like, "Oh, that was off the table." And I was like, "What do you mean off the table?" She goes, "Yeah, that fizzled." And I was like, "You didn't tell me I couldn't bring my own comics," because she booked comics already. So now there's like a plethora of comics, and she fucking. We were at that show that she did last time, and I tried telling her, I was like, the sound on the patio didn't work. The comedians weren't all that great. We got to bump up the level of comedians' talent, because when she reached out to me, she goes, "I'm looking for desperate comedians that are open micers who are looking for exposure and time and to get a video copy for themselves." And I'm like,
so she's trying to fucking like basically sell shit to up-and-coming comedians.
yeah, she's trying to get desperate comedians who don't need to be paid. So then she could take advantage by putting on a show for free. Well, when you do that, your level of comedians that you're going to continuously bring out are going to be shitty.
Roger. Anyway, let's fucking move.
Yeah.
The show with Jeff.
But we should definitely go to the show and check it out.
Oh yeah, when's that?
Monday, Tuesday.
So we're setting up tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Wait, what show is that?
My friend Jeff, he's got some people coming from out of town that do some artistic, crazy shit down at the Charleston.
Oh, that's cool.
That's all I know, and I do know Jeff, so it's gonna be crazy
Okay.
and pretty fun.
Yeah. It'd be worth checking out.
It'd
for sure.
definitely be something to be a part
Okay.
of. Well, shit, week 30.
Week 30.
Let's put it in the can, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Probably gonna do it again here in a little bit.
Yeah,
Got
I
some more
really
people coming over.
appreciate you guys doing it, so let's keep it going, see what happens next.
All right. Go Tiger.
All right, now the camera's off. As far as the whole transgender thing that you're talking about for in the military, I personally,
All right. Here we go.
All right, you got the words? Do this song.
No,
We're gonna do it really
I don't
fast.
think I'm ready.
You want to do a practice run real quick, or
Nope.
do you want me to start
I think
recording?
I'm too fucked up.
All right. Hold on. Week 30, bitches.
What is it? What's the first line? What's the first line? When you were here before. When you were here before, could look you in the eye, just like an angel. Skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in the beautiful world.
Wish I was
Special, you're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts.
I want to have control. I want a perfect body.
You got a perfect body.
I
I want a perfect soul.
I want you to know this when I'm not around. So fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh, she keeps running up the road, keeps running out. She keeps running out. She run. There you go, Jordan, get it. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want.
so fucking special.
I wish I was special. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here. That was perfect. Thank you guys so much. That was
Okay.
awesome.
Those chords,
That was very good.
I failed.
those chords rhymed, yeah.
Great cards, guys.
I got some chords to rhyme. All right,
That was a
so
beautiful collaboration.
Joe, I got some good news and I got some bad news.
What's
The
that?
bad news is that I lied.
I don't actually have anything to
I
talk
don't
about.
We all
Anytime
do.
you hear anything remotely close to Jerome, just like,
It's like impromptu song "Creep" by fucking Radio. Like fuck it.
You can tell Randall's been karaoke in that song.
Yeah.
I have not, so sorry for being horrible with that song.
Oh yeah, you sounded like an
That's
angel.
my life, though.
I won't say karaoke, but I frequent white people's music every now and then.
Well,
Let's start yet.
happy 30th, everybody! What a nice day to be alive.
Thank you for having me.
Well,
Cheers.
You're most welcome.
I never toasted
Beautiful
with
day.
coffee. Cheers.
Welcome to life.
Yeah. That's what happens.
You should have that be the intro song.
I guess let's see. I got my electric bike. Talk about that.
We talked about that. Well, we could talk about the last 30 weeks. Our first podcast was the first NFL game of the year.
Correct.
So that's when we started.
Right.
So
One of the things that helped us be consistent with the podcast was the football season.
Yeah.
Because we like to watch the games. I don't give a fuck about who wins or loses or who anybody is, but I like to watch them hit each
Oh,
other.
Russell Wilson break some shit.
Yeah.
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 So I'm
Yeah.
just like,
I like to see the violence, to be honest with you.
yeah.
I don't watch NASCAR for the finish line.
Our first podcast, he predicted that Russell Wilson would get his leg broke week 3. And it didn't happen, so
It didn't happen.
yeah.
I find it.
Yeah.
But we're trying to predict the
you know,
score.
you're trying to cast that evil on people, though.
Yeah, we're
I
trying
am.
That evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Hit him! Hit him!
Well, I play fantasy football, so I'm just in it for the money.
I feel it. My grandmother is literally a professional at Final Fantasy.
Final
Got it.
Fantasy or fantasy football?
Oh,
Randall.
Lord. I'm high. Both, actually.
Nice.
I did not lie.
Nice.
Because I learned how to play Final Fantasy with my grandma. She's fucking dope.
Nice. Is your grandma like 40 something?
No, she's literally like 76.
Nice.
Yeah, she's just a badass. Like
Which Final Fantasy is she?
10.
10.
So she's
Which
got
is a good one to get into.
she's
So
got a
I'm not even
computer,
sorry
she
that I said
emails.
Final Fantasy
Yeah.
champion, but also fantasy football champion.
Nice.
So, and part of our podcast journey is our guests that we've had to the show. So, I think of all 30 shows, we've had probably 15 or more, 50% or more.
8,
Yes.
9.
No. And some guests hit their heads on things.
No. I just
And some
leaned
don't.
back a little bit, and it was like, and I was like,
Rot hit his head like twice, didn't he?
yo, he wild.
Yeah.
Like, gotta love Rot. But I ain't that wild.
Did you say he wild?
Yeah.
He
So, maybe we could
Sorry.
introduce our guests. Because they're kind of guests. I mean, they're
Oh yeah,
guests.
Drew,
Hi.
Drew and Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah. So, I met you both through comedy in Kitsap,
Yeah.
Joe's Productions.
Which is fucking amazing.
I think so as well.
Yeah, it's really
It's always
cool.
been a super welcoming community. Like, I can honestly say I have developed a lot of skill through just performing through this little group we got going on locally.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because you see there's a lot of drama in other comedy scenes
Yeah.
in the bigger cities, and you hope
Really?
that with a smaller community that there's more support than there is drama.
Yeah.
You know.
I just made like a lot of friends through it, and it's kind of made me feel more at home here in Washington. Like, no cheesiness whatsoever.
And where are you from?
From well, literally, I grew up in Needles, and there's like nothing there.
In where?
Needles, California. There's
Oh.
like nothing for the arts there. Like, me being in theater was a fucking joke. And then when I was 16, I moved to like Havasu City, Arizona, where they had like everything for that. And I just kind of like dove in, and it felt good. And then joined the military, they didn't have that shit. And then
What did you do
getting
in the
here,
military?
being in IT.
No, but what did you do?
Oh,
What was your job?
being in IT.
IT
It's an actual like
technician?
in the Navy.
Oh.
It's
The
an
Navy,
actual
right?
like rate for it, and I did ADP, so mostly software management.
She-
You asked the question.
She was the computer girl.
It's part of
I'm,
the.
I'm
She was
fucking
the one
hacker
that
man, okay?
Fix your computer whenever shit was fucking up.
All right.
It's part of
I'm
the.
a-
say that?
I'm a
It's part
server
of the-
tech. It's like a lot.
It's part of the brainwashing. They just teach you a bunch of Navy acronyms, so that way all you know
It's
is Navy
information
acronyms.
technician. I'm
And then
sorry.
when you go and talk to people, you're like, oh my god, all I know is acronyms. I can just stay in the rest of my time.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Do you have to roar it too?
You guys
It's just
are
that intense.
you guys are
That's
living
awesome.
in Bremerton at a good time because Bremerton 10 years ago was really nothing like it is today.
You know.
It's a lot different for sure.
I mean, we got another guest that didn't introduce himself.
No,
let's
come
please
on.
do here.
Like,
Jordan's here.
That's a lot.
Enough from Drew from Needles.
Yeah, please. Get it. Cut it. Nobody needs it. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Sorry. All right, Jordan, what's your story, brother?
Yeah, so I'm Jordan. I was born in Olympia. Moved all around the peninsula. Lived in Forks. Lived here for like a year, and then that was about 10 years ago.
And your parents are Navy, that's why you did all the
No,
traveling?
my parents are just around. They just moved around. My dad worked at like grocery stores.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
then I moved. I spent most of my time in Shelton, and then I joined the Navy to get out of Shelton. Got out for like a little bit, and now I'm like pretty close. So
Nice.
Well, it had to suck for you to like join the Navy and you're like you're
Yeah.
stationed in San Diego and all this shit, and then you just come right the fuck
I'm
back
gonna go
to the peninsula.
Well, Jordan, my oldest boy, he was on the Nimitz and he could see the house from
yeah,
the
that's
boat. And he was sad about that at first, joining the Navy to see
Yeah.
the world, but then he enjoyed the home cooking and all his friends that lived in town and stuff. So
I wondered about that. I almost joined the Navy, and part of it was I thought it would be cool to stay.
I think
in
you still
Bremerton.
can.
No, I'm too old now.
No, 38.
I joined.
I'm 38,
Yeah,
so they wouldn't take me.
yeah, they would. They'd put you in an office in Seattle.
You want to know the realest shit about being in the Navy? You join, you're like, I'm gonna go around the world. You go to fucking A school in Florida, and then you land in Bremerton, and you're in fucking Dapia for the whole time.
You're in what?
Dapia.
Is
Like,
this a
dry dock.
secret or
No,
something?
yeah,
Is
it's
this like
not
top
required.
secret?
no, it's just more acronyms.
More acronyms.
That's
Sorry.
some service acronyms. I ain't know.
Dry dock,
snap.
periodic, incremental availability.
Right.
The
So you know what we're
goddamn
gonna do.
reactor.
So Needles, Forks.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I am from the good old state of motherfucking Texas.
Ooh.
Texas.
Willis, Texas to be.
Will.
Texas.
The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas.
You damn straight.
Get that motherfucking horn over there.
Oh shit.
Oh
balls.
my goodness.
I'm from Texas too.
Get out of
I think
town.
I
No
can
way. Oh,
I
yeah.
think I could tell. who's
Corpus
from Texas.
Christi,
Yeah,
man. We were surfers though, man. It was the surfers versus the lowriders. And I I swear to God. So we'd all wear the God, what was the brand that had the surf shirts?
Billabong. Rip
no.
Curl.
Ocean Pacific.
Quicksilver.
OP.
OP. That was it.
Okay.
So we all had the OP shirts, and we'd go skimboarding on the golf courses.
I actually think I said Ocean Pacific. I knew what I meant. Ocean
I heard what you meant. OSP. Ocean specific.
The specific ocean.
It's like a guess off
That one.
Ocean specific.
From China.
Red Sea.
Oh, snap. So yeah, there was the lowriders versus the surfers. It was an interesting story.
Sounds like West Side
Like
Story.
West Side
It
Story,
was,
yeah.
and in fact, the town Corpus Christi is divided up pretty much between Caucasian and Hispanics, the whites and the Mexicans, and it was almost like a literal line. So when I was in public school for that 1 year, they had a mix and match program they called the M&M. And so they would take your first. No, I swear to God, this is a true story. So they would take the kids from alphabetically ordered A through P and LMP, Q through Z, and they would transfer them across town so they could mix and match the Mexicans and the whites.
Okay.
And it became the surfers and the lowriders. I mean, I swear to God, this is what they did for years.
How confused were you the first time you met like a kid
Well,
named Dunn?
I wasn't transferred,
Oh my God.
but the other kids transferred over, and they all wore the fucking lowrider hats and shit, and
You don't
we
even
all
have to
had the
explain it,
Ocean
like-
Pacific, fucking Ocean Pacific.
I not only did I go to Needles Mojave High.
It was an interesting thing.
I fucking
Alphabetical desegregation.
Exactly.
That's pretty sick.
That's exactly. Hey, you P's and Q's over there. Well, now we got an LYGBQS plus.
I like this.
Pansexuals.
What up?
There's like smaller groups in there too. Like they divide into like people who have vowels as the first letter of their last name. We don't like Smiths around here.
Only Olivers.
We team consonant over here.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that shit.
Englishman.
We don't like Smiths around.
The life's fucking great. Beautiful Washington weather.
Oh, what else wasn't I going to talk about? Or are you bringing up Washington weather?
Well, I was just like
Talking about the weather.
Should
we talk about?
I was being a conversationalist, is what I was
let's
doing.
talk about Jesus then.
No.
I'm so ready for spring. I'm over this shit.
Yeah, me too. We need some nice weather for barbecue and fucking yard fires and outdoor shows and shit like that.
That's what I was thinking. If I get this house, I have a beautiful backyard.
Where are you looking up this house?
It's called Jace Lane in Silverdale.
Oh,
It's
nice.
like up towards Seabeck, kind of.
Nice.
Yeah, I know where
Out
that
of Newberry Hill.
Mhm.
So,
Nice.
choice. And we could do so many shows in that backyard.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
And also, Billy and his girl are in Port Orchard,
Mm-hmm.
and they said they have a nice big patio, and we can do a show on their patio.
That's cool.
And they were thinking Sunday evenings.
There's a fucking patio there.
Yeah, there is. We could do shows in the backyard. We could. Something I thought would be cool would be doing have bleachers set up in the backyard and do a sketch comedy show out of the
That'd
house.
be so cool.
Using the windows and the door and the kitchen window, you know?
I could be totally gnarly to fucking do some shit with the projector and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And set up the drum set.
If we need it, I have connections to the OC Film School, so we
Okay.
can get some access
Right
to
on.
their cameras,
Is his name Sean
lighting.
Pickering?
Yeah. I also like went to film school too, so like I.
Well,
just
they have a studio, right?
Yeah.
So we could possibly use
Yeah,
that.
Cool.
I've worked with
screenwriting
Concrete a couple times. Aaron Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
I love him.
Yeah, he's a
Um,
good guy.
That's right.
No.
Joe did tell me you're a writer.
Yeah. I mainly focus on like sci-fi and shit. So
She's into Scientology.
we won't get into
Yeah. She's a
Which
Scientologist.
is Fifth
Is that
Element.
L. Ron Hubbard? Do you know that L. Ron Hubbard lived
multipass.
here?
Live where?
In Bremerton.
Oh, in Bremerton?
He lived in Bremerton.
Cool.
Yeah. He did a lot of his like early sci-fi writing
No.
here in Bremerton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So
I feel like
Bremerton-
he must have like looked at the fine men and women of PSNS.
There's so many talented people around
Just
this area.
So
Or it
Bremerton's the
could-
birthplace of Scientology, is what you're saying?
Well,
His early writing, which inspired his Scientology later,
I
he
guess what I'm
moved
saying is that
to California, and that's when he kind of got into the whole like Xenu, right? The prophet
So-
alien.
Bremerton doesn't have fluoride in their tap water.
I disagree. I think there is now.
There is now.
Yes. For the last 10 years, as a matter of fact.
10 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember knowing it as pure. And we still, even with the fluoride, have probably in the top 10 best
Clean water, yeah.
in
The country.
In the country.
Which is
In
means
the
the
world.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flint, they're still fucked though.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
It's crazy.
you had to
That's
budget out
crazy.
like bottled water and shit every month. That's
Yeah.
stressful.
Yeah.
Fuck living there.
And then you find out that the plastic in the bottled water is fucking you up.
Well, I feel bad for them because like not everybody can afford to move, especially in like a crisis like that.
Well, back in the day, they didn't have fluoride in the water.
Really?
Yeah, and they say that fluoride's bad for your brain in the creative department because it calcifies your pineal gland. So, they've shown that it to
Yeah,
be
stop drinking
true.
that shit.
What, you never heard that?
Pineal gland?
Yeah. The pineal gland in the brain. You never heard of it?
No.
What's it do? What's it do?
They
Because
got my
way
whole
back- What does it do?
You sound like
He's
so
like-
smug
he's like-
you've never heard of it.
Makes creative.
What does it do? Like, what?
That's what I go, no. Explain it to me,
You know
Tom.
what? He's like this right now. I don't believe you.
The pineal gland is basically the very end, the very middle root of the brain, where they say that if you have a soul, that's where your soul is kind of stored. What? So your universal connection with the environment and what we pass down It's all right there. So when we access our creative parts of our brain, it's coming from the root.
Fact check it. I
Very-
want it to be
and-
true.
Yeah, really.
How do you Google that shit?
You can't fact check stuff that sounds cool, but like it's fake. You have to be one of those people.
All right, Joe.
So-
Let's say I believe you.
So let's say you do
You gotta take that
DMT.
technology fast. You have
Let's say you smoke some DMT.
Yeah.
Then you're going to activate parts of your pineal gland. It's going to activate a chemical and give you a boost of neurons firing off that's going to put you in a fucking universal element where you can see and observe the universe in a way that you can't as a human being.
That's cool.
And it all comes from the pineal gland. So, in deep meditation, you can activate your pineal gland, but when you have fluoride in your diet, then they say that theoretically that pineal gland gets calcified over time. And the podcast is over. So.
Oh, sure.
Well, shit. That makes sense though. It's fucking.
Oh yeah, total sense.
Well,
that
no.
makes total sense.
Oh no, I'm just reading fucking what it does. So it produces serotonin,
Yeah.
and the fact that calcification of it from fluoride or whatever can hinder your senses like that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. You don't have to.
Okay, what
be-
about like toothpaste and stuff?
What's up?
What about like, toothpaste?
You're not supposed to eat that.
Yeah. Why'd the camera die? I'm like,
Good Lord, I'm not fucking eating it.
Yeah, you
Guys,
spit it out so you're fine. That's
Oh,
what
you're supposed to swallow it when you're brushing teeth?